Hello everybody, good morning and happy, today is Saturday and I'm gonna try and get this out for you. Hold on, some noise of cars are coming. It's a motorcycle. So I decided to stop front today, maybe that was a mistake. It's a whole group of motorcycles. But yeah, I thought that I would jump on and talk to you guys a little bit about the changes that have been made to our diet and my cooking and how, I've changed how I'm cooking and how often I'm in the kitchen and just kind of why, and then I'll kind of give you a look at what we ate yesterday and share a couple recipes with you guys. And yeah, that's just kind of where I thought I'd take it today and share with you guys. So first of all, how we're eating now and how it even came about was kind of just mixing up what everybody in the family needs. So I obviously, you guys know I have some gallbladder issues, I have a fatty liver, and I'm definitely overweight and trying to get weight off. And then you have Charles, whose blood work didn't come back that great. He has, his father had passed away of a heart attack, his brother's already had open heart surgery, and so we definitely worry about his heart. And then we have Ronnie, who has been just chronically sick, and so trying to figure out things after, talking with the doctor and stuff like that. We're still waiting to go to the GI doctor, but things that we can do to maybe help her too, as far as food goes, because it's all GI related. So that's how I kind of came up with how we're eating now, and it just kind of a mix of everything. So we went low fat, number one, and we cut out all oil, and that is one, helps me and has helped me feel so much better with the gallbladder and everything else, but also with Ronnie in case anything is going on with her gallbladder, and the fattier foods upsets her stomach some. So just to kind of play it safe with that, so we completely cut out oil and we are definitely doing a low fat diet. The other thing that we cut out was dairy, and that is more because of Ronnie and Charles, because dairy also has a lot of cholesterol in it, which isn't great for the heart. And Ronnie, again, dairy is a trigger for a lot of GI issues, so we just kind of removed the dairy from our diet. So it's easier to just have everybody do it. So it's not temptations aren't in the house, and it's just, we kind of just decided to go all in together as a family. The other thing that we did is we cut meat way back. I only cook meats, fish, chicken, beef, pork, whatever, on Sunday and Wednesday. And that is a lot to do with Charles as well as myself. Charles, everything that you read, Mediterranean type style of eating, is supposed to be wonderful for heart health and decreasing heart attack risk. And so, except for the oil, because we're doing the low fat, we took out, we took meat back to 2 days a week. Now then, as far as me, we are, and all of us, we are doing then a very whole food, plant-based type way of eating. Then with the meat a couple times a week, they are eating that, I am not. That's the only difference. Otherwise everybody is eating the same, and that's just what's been working for us, and it's doing great. Now I have tried to do whole food plant-based many years, and those of you that have followed me know this. I've tried for many years. The difference this time, and I think why it's working and I'm feeling good, and now have been doing it for a few months, is because I am incorporating a lot of beans, a lot. So the iron level is high with the beans. It's not so much just making smoothies and fruit. It's more, there's a lot of iron in oatmeal. I'm eating things that have more iron in it, and I think that that's really helping me feel better. I also had gone on a 2-week juice fast at the beginning of all of this, and that's kind of what started down this path. As Ronnie wasn't feeling good, I kind of had my stress break a little bit, and I was watching TV, and I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and I was like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go on a juice fast. And the whole family supported me immensely. I did not come out of my room for almost 2 weeks. They did all the cooking. They did everything. I was not around food. The only thing I did was I got produce boxes from Flash Foods, and I would juice them, and I would go sit in my room and drink my juice. And it went wonderful as far as that goes, but I felt awful. I do not recommend it to anybody. I know so many say that you feel amazing and wonderful. I was so weak when I would go do my morning chores, just walking back to get to the cows. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it back home, and when I got back home I'd have to lay down because I was just so exhausted. I had no energy at all. I was going to the bathroom nonstop, and then I started having bleeding when I was going to the bathroom, and I was like, okay, this is for the birds. I'm not doing this. But the good that came out of it was that my taste buds completely changed, and it made it so much easier this time around to not want all the sweet stuff. I do still have fruit. I love fruit, but I have not been wanting like sweets at all, and so that definitely helps if I'm not wanting them, me not making them. The only thing is we do still eat a few processed foods. We've cut majority of that even out of our diet as well. There are a few things, like I do get flour tortillas, I do get corn tortillas, and I used to make all of that myself. Well, corn tortillas I never got successful, but the flour. But I'm giving myself a break and just buying some of that as convenience. We found these little corn thin, gluten-free little corn thin crackers that taste really good if you crumble them up and put them in chili and stuff like that. So Kate and I like those. The others all just still do saltine crackers and that kind of a thing. And cereal. They all like cereal, and I do still have cereal. It's more for snacking. And every now and then they'll grab a bowl of cereal for breakfast, but mostly they don't. Mostly everybody makes oatmeal or smoothies for breakfast most of the time. So yeah, that's the major changes. There's not much else that we're eating processed. Chocolate chips we are still doing, but I get there's only 3 ingredients. We do Enjoy Life chocolate chips, and they're very simple ingredients and very clean. We don't do any kind of mayonnaise because that's oil. We don't do any of the dairy, like I said, at all. There's not even any cheese in our house. But yeah, those are the major changes. We haven't cut gluten out yet, and I say yet because that might be a path that we have to take for Ronnie. Uncertain. She is feeling better, but she's still sick a lot. The anti-nausea pills, though, she's been able to cut that by like half, which is wonderful. They also have her on all kinds of laxatives and stuff like that, and trying to get her where she is feeling better, and before we go to the GI doctor on the 14th of September. So the other thing then that has changed, aside from what we're eating, which I will be sharing with you again, is how much time I'm in the kitchen. And that has been a huge change for us. I am no longer in the kitchen hours and hours every day. In the winter, I'm sure I will cook more, but it has been so nice to just not be in the kitchen all the time. It frees me to do so many other things that I need to get done, or spend time with the kids, and it just frees up so much of my life. It's so wonderful. So what I am doing is I am in the kitchen, and I really do a lot of cooking. On Sunday, I do really a good meal prep for the week. So I make like our salad dressings and our cheese sauce that's not really cheese, and I'll be sharing that with you guys when I make it tomorrow. And rice and beans, and I just meal prep all this stuff, steamed potatoes and all this stuff. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we just eat off that stuff that I've meal prepped. Maybe it takes me 10 minutes to throw a meal together by using the stuff that I meal prepped, and then bake it in the oven. And I don't really consider that time in the kitchen because I'm just throwing something in the oven and walking away until it's done and pulling it out. But I will share some of that with you guys because it is so freeing to just do it this way. And then on Wednesday, I kind of replenish what I meal prep that maybe we've gone through. If we need a new like stew or soup or curry or something like that for lunch. Then I make it on Wednesday so that we've got it to carry us through for a few more days. And then I also make some kind of dinner on Wednesday. And then on Friday is the other day I cook. So I'm only in the kitchen really 3 days a week. And on Friday, that's more of like a fun day, which is kind of what I'll show you that I did yesterday. And I do make a breakfast, like waffles or pancakes or something like that. And then I do make a lunch, and I'll show you. I made a red lentil dhal yesterday. And then dinner. Yesterday was different because it was just me, Charles, and Kate at home. Everybody else had gone off. So I just made a bunch of veggies that we got out of the garden, which I'll be showing you, and some like mashed potatoes, and we kept dinner so simple, and that's just how we ate last night. But normally what we've been doing on Friday then is making either I make a pizza, it's not got cheese on it, or like stuffed shells, and maybe, I don't know, some egg rolls, and maybe some type of Asian food, just whatever we're feeling like, but more of like fun dishes on Friday. And that's really like I'm cooking just for Friday, and there's usually a little bit of leftovers for Saturday, but otherwise Saturday is just kind of cleaning out the fridge, and then I meal prep again on Sunday. So I'm in the kitchen a lot 3 days a week, and the rest of the week I'm just not, and I'm loving it. So hopefully that all made sense to you guys. I'll elaborate more as we go about it, and I'm sharing it with you. But for right now, I'm gonna go on and share with you then what I made for breakfast yesterday on Friday, and lunch, breakfast and lunch, and then I'll show you what I gathered out of the garden for dinner, and yeah, then we'll wrap this one up. Okay, so I'm gonna make some easy blender pancakes this morning. So I'm just gonna start in my blender, 2 cups of rolled oats, just old-fashioned oats, and I'll end up making a second batch of this. Now I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of, I'm using unsweetened almond milk. And then we can just add more if we need it later. And then usually I do banana, but today I don't have any bananas ripe, so I'm going to add some applesauce. This is just some cinnamon applesauce. It does have some sugar in it. We canned this on 4/21. So I'm just going to use some of this in there. It smells so good. And then we'll just have the rest of it with breakfast. Then I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons, or just a nice size little scoop of peanut butter. This is just unsweetened, natural peanut butter. The only thing in it is peanuts. I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon. Then I'm just going to blend this up. You guys can see that. And I'll add some more almond milk if I need to. And that's it. You can see it just is like a pancake batter. Now I added, if I wasn't using the cinnamon applesauce, then I would have added a little cinnamon and a little bit of sugar or maple syrup to the batter here. But because this has all of it in it, I didn't do that. Okay, and now the griddle is warm, so I'm just gonna pour some on here. And then here is just some of these little wild blueberries that were frozen. They're still a little frozen. I just rinse them with a little bit of water, and I'm going to spread those in here. If you use a fork to get them out, then not, you know, all the water comes with them. And if you don't have a good non-stick griddle, then you should spray your griddle down. Just flip them over. And let the other side cook. I'm just pushing it down a little bit. Just make sure that it cooks all the way through in the middle. Okay, so now these are nice and done and cooked. That was and I'll do the same thing with the remaining batter. But when it comes to, now it's getting thick, it thickens up as it sits. So I'll just kind of spread it out. When it comes to the next batch, I'll put chocolate chips in it on top instead of blueberries, because that's how the girls like it. They like blueberry, but they also like the chocolate chip. And I just use Enjoy Life chocolate chips. I've always used them. They are dairy free, but they have the cleanest ingredients, which is why I have always used them. The other ones that I like a lot are Trader Joe's, but I don't get there but maybe a couple times a year. So that batch of batter made 11 pancakes, blueberry pancakes. But you could have got 12 out of it if you made them a little smaller. Because like that one's pretty big that I'm doing now. I will tell you the other thing about these pancakes though, is because we have them all the time, probably at least once a week, is that they are very filling. So where you might normally eat 3 or 4 pancakes, you're only gonna eat like 2. They're very filling. I'm sure it's because of all the oats. Okay, so then here is his pancakes. I just topped them with the leftover blueberries and a little maple syrup. He's moving all the stuff. We've got a ton of cucumbers and yellow squash.
So literally yesterday, while I was waiting on dinner, I grabbed one and I ate it and just peeled it. It was literally this long. Yeah. It was huge.
There's some big ones in there.
Well, very hydrating before I went back outside.
Now you've had these many times with banana, but not with the applesauce. They are.
Like, what's this one?
The ones on the stove or on the griddle. I think it's better with the applesauce.
Oh yeah. It's just like you bite in and it's just this like burst of flavor. That's very good.
Very good. Look at you getting all good with your taste testing.
Well.
Hey. They are good. We actually, the whole family, Kate discovered this pancake recipe years ago. And aside from using our 1950s, when we wanted to eat healthier pancakes, this is how we've made them now for years. And it really is the best healthy pancake recipe that we have ever found. Well, they're really, really good. All right, we're gonna go do breakfast. Oh, and if you guys have any yellow squash ideas, I'm gonna steam some up later today. Let me know any healthier. I know we could fry it and all of that, but we're not doing any oil. So any healthier recipes for yellow squash, share them with us. All right, I'll see you guys at lunch.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I also, real quick, I forgot to show you guys, we also got a huge bowl of green beans, and I need to use that up as well today. Okay, so now we're gonna do a quick, easy lunch today. So on this burner, I'm gonna put it on like a medium-high heat. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to the pan because I am not using oil anymore. I'm going to saute in water. And I'm going to add 2 little onions that I just diced up. And I'm just going to cook those until they're soft and translucent. Okay, and now these are starting to get cooked down some, a little bit translucent. I'm going to go on and add some garlic to this. Now the recipe calls for about 5 cloves of garlic, but it also calls for vegetable broth. And I have this Better Than Bouillon, oh sorry, if you can see, roasted garlic broth. So I'm not going to do as much. I'm just going to do a little bit of the garlic, crushed garlic. So I'm just going to do about that much. You guys can see that. And I'm going to add that in here. Then it also calls for fresh ginger, but I do not have any ginger. By the way, we're making a red lentil dhal. So I just added some ginger, ground ginger, to my spice mix here. So what is here is a tablespoon of gram marsala, which actually just finished mine. I'm out, so I need to buy some more. I add about a half a teaspoon of ground ginger in here. This is just turmeric. It's an empty jar, old jar, but I used a half teaspoon. It calls for a teaspoon, but we are not huge on turmeric and loving the flavor, so I did a half teaspoon. And then it also calls for a half teaspoon of some red chili flakes or crushed red peppers. So we're going to add the spices next. This is running out of water. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more water to this. And now I'm going to add in all these spices. It's already smelling so good.
Yeah, it is.
Charles just came in. He's like, yeah, it is. He had to run and get me some salt to can the green beans.
Whoops.
All right. So then next, I'm going to add a can of full-fat coconut milk. A can of diced tomatoes in the juice, in tomato juice, and add all that together. I've got 1.5 cups of red lentils, dried. And then you're supposed to add 3 cups of vegetable stock. And that's where I just have water right here. And then I'm going to add a good big spoon of this bouillon, which is the roasted garlic. Just kind of making do with what we have on hand. Now we're just going to stir and let this cook for about 20 minutes. And then it will be done. Okay, so here it is. Now I'm just going to let it cool. It's getting nice and thick because of the lentils. So now I'm just going to let it cool off while the rice is finishing. Alright, so I've got some just rice here. And we'll let Charles be your taste tester. And then I'm just going to spoon some of that over top. If you guys can see, it looks and smells divine. And then we also have some cilantro from the garden. Charles will not do cilantro, but I am definitely going to top mine with cilantro. So let me get him to try this for you guys. Okay, so Charles is gonna try it for you guys. Ronnie did not like it. Brooke and Kate loved it. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see how Charles likes it.
My only fear right at the moment is that bowl is really hot, so.
Yes, you'll have to
how
look.
hot this is.
It's still hot.
That's pretty good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's a different kind of thing for you. You don't usually do the Indian type cuisine.
It doesn't have a lot of like spicy up front, got a little bit
in the back.
In the kind of on the back end of it. But no, I think it's great.
Good job. Good deal.
I say the good job, good.
I'm getting tired.
I just eat it.
Alright, I'm gonna go finish canning up some green beans. Okay, so tonight for dinner is mostly just me, Katie, and Charles for dinner. So we're gonna eat a lot from our garden. I picked some kale from the garden, but honestly I'm gonna put that up, I think, just for tomorrow and put that in our smoothie for breakfast. I've got some Swiss chard here, so I want to go on and steam Swiss chard up. Let's see, I've got a couple more cucumbers, and there were probably about 20 more out there, so we're going to cut up some cucumbers, and 3 more yellow squash, and there were a couple more out there, so I'm definitely going to steam some squash up. Then I got some of this lettuce that needed to be used up, so we're gonna have a salad, a bunch of peas, and we'll just munch on those how they are. And then I got more green beans here, so I'm gonna steam up some green beans. So it's very much gonna be just a dinner of veggies because we need to eat up so many of these. And then over here is a basket of corn that I need to use, that we got to go eat a few days ago, and it's gonna go bad if I don't cook it up. So I'm gonna cook up some corn, and then I set out some potatoes, and I'm gonna make some like mashed potatoes, and that's how we're gonna do dinner tonight. Okay, and I thought I'd show real quick because the canner says we are done, so I just want to make sure we're done. And show you guys, I did get 5 pints of green beans canned today. I'm happy about that.
So I know that this is a good problem to have, but I have no idea how I'm going to work my way down this aisle. So I've got it cleaned up pretty much in through here, but I got to make the rest of the way down.
All right, so he has been working outside. He's come in on this very hot day. Yeah.
I am green stained.
Working on the tomatoes, which he's probably, I think are you filming that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have seen that.
What I can. It's a daggone jungle partway in. It's hard to see.
I bet.
All
right,
start?
Wherever you want.
All right, well, let's try your green beans, because these are ours, right?
Yep, it's all ours. Well, the corn and potatoes aren't, but all the side veggies are.
You can tell those are fresh.
Are they good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the Asian sauce on that you like.
Very good. Okay. And this is the squash?
Squash. And I put a little bit of teriyaki.
I've never had squash before.
I know, the flies are awful, you guys. That's part of living on a farm. They come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime a door opens, they come in.
I mean, the squash is okay. It tastes like teriyaki flavored or some kind of flavored vegetable.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really have a unique
If I fried it up in oil and breaded it and battered it, you would love it. Or put it in the tempura. But that defeats the purpose of having it.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes it so unhealthy. You forgot one of the vegetables. The Swiss chard. You're trying that next. Oh, he tried so hard to get away from that.
You told me I could do any order I wanted.
You said I had to try it.
So I'll do corn next.
Oh, the Swiss chard isn't bad. You'll be fine.
Mashed potatoes are really good. I think what you're gonna say is they're not creamy enough.
They're still missing something. So learning how to make them dairy-free, no fat, it definitely is harder. So that's why I'm not showing making mashed potatoes yet, because I haven't gotten it down perfect yet.
If you could get the creaminess of that artificial cheese you make for the mac and cheese into the potato somehow.
Yeah, I thought about it. I think I'm going to try and do that next time and just make the cream sauce, which they don't know what you're talking about, but I'll share with them.
The flavor is really good,
sauce.
But it's kind of got a consistency like you'd get from a
instant mashed potatoes. That's what it tastes to me.
Scary. We think alike.
Well, not scary. We've been together too long. Are you going to take a big bite? Go, baby, go.
Get it all over with? I don't know. Not a fan. Not even dry.
You did good.
Wow.
He doesn't like spinach, kale, any of it. So the fact he ate that for you guys is huge. I'm proud of you, babe.
That is a very unique flavor.
I like it.
I must say, the cows will love it.
No, they will too. But yeah,
we gave some to Belle last year.
We did last year, and they love it.
She did.
They do love it. All right, try the salad. That's from our garden.
Go. Did you cut it up with a pair of scissors?
Yes, I did. That's what I do.
It's on one of your videos you watch.
How's the lettuce? I think it turned out really good. It's not too bitter yet. Not too far gone.
No, and I mean, hours.
Will
be hours soon.
Yeah, when our potatoes are ready.
Pardon me. The Kennebecks, which are the baking style potatoes, like a russet, they're getting close to being done.
Last year, this would have been all ours. Because we grew the corn, we had all the potatoes. This would have been all ours. But
and ours.
The corn and potato are not.
Swish.
And so is the cucumbers that you've been munching on, and the peas.
I think it's
that
a
are set out
Swiss
to munch
thing,
on
'cause
too.
I don't like Swiss cheese either.
No, I don't think it's a Swiss thing. I think
Swiss
they're just
chard,
crazy.
Swiss cheese. I think there is something going on there. No.
The flies are loving you.
Yes. Well, think of where I've been. I probably
You've been out with the cows?
No, I think I smell like a giant tomato plant.
Oh, that's right. You've been with the tomatoes.
And I got to tell you, there's a couple of those tomato plants in there that are just like a tree.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know which ones they are.
Because it's jungle in there?
No, because I had a couple of them die.
Oh.
And so I took some of the spares
Oh, that's right.
and planted them in the holes, and
some of the
one
starters
of them took off
that
like
we
it's
did.
going to be Jack and a Bee. I swear
Right.
it looks like a stalk is that big around.
Because we grew all of them from seed. So some of our starters, by the time we got out to plant them, had
They
died.
just died off, yeah. And I got to get the Roma up tomorrow because they're starting to die off at the bottom. And I think that is water splashing upward all over the leaves.
Maybe.
So that's tomorrow's project. But for tonight, dinner, you get an A except for the Swiss chard.
Oh, but wait. Somebody is going to ask, how are you without meat at dinner? Isn't that driving you crazy that their husbands would have a fit?
Eat meat every once in a while, but I'm not so sure when I get a pepperoni pizza that's real meat on the pizza even. But I know it is. But I mean, there's just
I know
not
what you're
much.
saying.
So it's, you know, if I have spaghetti, that's, you know.
Unless I make meatballs or something like that. Yeah.
So.
It's not bothering him at all.
No.
All right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving up meat. Don't
No, I didn't
take that
say
the
you
wrong
were.
way. But on occasion, to not have it is not a big deal.
Only more not have it than have it now, but.
Now, when that comes from our farm, that's a different story.
All right, we're gonna go eat dinner. All right, guys, I know this is a long video today. Sometimes they're gonna be really long, sometimes they'll be very short, and I'm just gonna share with you guys, you know, as we're doing stuff. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow or the next day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye, everybody.